Wrapping up the first round of the NFL draft from Thursday, but a guy who can help us out, a guy who is kind enough to lend us his time as he's getting ready to prepare for rounds 2 and 3 tonight. He's actually the host of the Rich Eisen Show, and I'm so thankful to sit in the seat, keep it warm for him, but he joins the show right now. He is none other than Mr. Rich Eisen. Rich, thanks for the time. How you doing, my man?
I'm fine, Kirk. Thanks for doing today's show.
Oh, appreciate it. Give us the lay of the land. How has Kansas City been to you so far?
Oh, it's pretty cool, man. As expected, the layout is unbelievable, with the train station serving as a green room, and then the draft hall built in front of it with the World War I memorial and museum serving as the red carpet in between. There's that huge grass area that 125,000 fans all filled up last night on the 6th anniversary of Patrick Mahomes being drafted in the Philadelphia draft, which changed the lives of pretty much everybody there, and also led to 2 Super Bowl parades, that landed in that very spot. That's where, right in front of the train station, is where, the Chiefs players would stand at a podium and Kelsey would scream, "You got to fight for your right to party." So who knew that the 2 Super Bowl parades would lead to a dry run for last night's logistics? It was pretty amazing, and the draft drama, delivered as we all expected.
Rich, I feel like with the 31 picks yesterday in the first round, a lot of times us as viewers, we look at you for the raw emotion, just as surprised as we may be. So when you get a indication from someone, hey, a trade is about to happen or a trade just went down, we're looking at the emotion. We're just as shocked as you are, or you showed that emotion. Yeah. How was that last night, seeing when a team is, you think, on the clock, and the next thing you know, here comes the Houston Texans. Instead of picking at 12, they come right back and picking at number 3.
Yeah, I mean, that was a total surprise. It was great for the drama, for that moment. Great for the draft to have drama in that moment. It's a rarity to see a trade like that occur. And the only drawback to it is Daniel Jeremiah predicted that the Texans would move up to 3 to take Will Anderson in his mock draft, which made his mock draft that much more impressive than mine. I was ready to roll and come on and crow about how good my mock draft was going to be, because I was very, confident in it, despite, saying I only wanted 30% of it correct. I got a little bit more than that, but really it's not about me, even though I'm calling into my own show. It was just one of those whoa type moments, and I'll be honest with you, the Texans killed it. They crushed it. That's exactly what a team that's in the doldrums, that is in the dumps, that's on their 3rd different head coach in as many years, that's what they need to do. They got to be bold, and they've got to be big, and the best part about it is it's not like that they had 5 draft choices or 6 draft choices coming into a 7-choice draft. They had 12, and they have 11 next year, and they have 2 first-rounders next year. So in trading a couple of picks in this year's draft, along with a 1 and a 3 in next year's draft, they still have a 1 next year, and they still have 9 picks left to go in this year's draft, and they got 2 of the best 3 players in the draft. That's what you call an absolute crushing of the moment. They're not hamstrung tonight. They're not hamstrung next year, and they got the 2 best players maybe on their draft board, and everyone's draft board after Bryce Young. That was a home run to mix sports metaphors.
The host of the Rich Eisen Show, Rich Eisen, joining the show. Kirk Morrison filling in for Rich, but we have to give you your flowers, Rich. I walked in the first day. I walked in this morning. The first thing I said, give me the come at me mock draft of Rich Eisen 2023.
Thank you.
You got 9 of 10 correct. And this is what I say. It's not about the actual names of the teams. You got the players correct, Rich. That's all that matters to me. Obviously, look, Peter Skoronski, all he did was go to 11. He end up going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. But when you think about everything else, you got it all correct, right? You got it all right in terms of.
I mean, I got the first 4 in order correct. Obviously, I put Will Anderson to the Cardinals because I didn't do any trades. Anthony Richardson to the Colts.
Right.
Bijan Robinson to Atlanta. I'm glad, Brockman, for Sarah and the rest of the Falcons fans that they got that one done. And then having Jalen Carter wind up in Philadelphia, when I was putting the mock draft together, I'm like, what would be the most Philadelphia result of the draft top 10? And it would be Jalen Carter dropping to them. And that's what happened. And they even just moved up one spot. They flipped a 4th rounder to the Bears to go take him. And then for Philadelphia, just sit tight and have Nolan Smith drop to him.
Yeah.
That is insane. That's why I even said last night, coming off of the heels of Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean from the previous Georgia national championship team going to Philadelphia, and now Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith from the latest Georgia national championship team going to Philadelphia. They should just put hedges in Lincoln Financial. Just put the friggin' hedges there. They should send a bulldog there and just have him roost in a doghouse. Yeah, unbelievable how that all worked out.
Yeah, Peter Skoronski goes number 11 to the Tennessee Titans, not the Steelers, but
yeah, the Steelers. Yeah. The Steelers. Hey, Brockman, did you like the Patriots night? Yeah. What'd you think?
I did, actually. I didn't love trading down in the moment when some of those wide receivers were there, but then when it dawned on me that Christian Gonzalez hadn't gone yet when he's a top 10 player, I'm like, ooh, could we get this dude? Yes, because we're going to have to defend all of these amazing receivers in the AFC East. So love the pick. Bill is back.
And not just
Bill is back. This guy just said Bill is back.
Bill's had a terrible draft the last few years.
Well, here's what they also did is they allowed the Steelers to jump the Jets for the offensive lineman that they wanted. They wanted Broderick Jones of Georgia. And so they allowed they got a 4th round pick to just move down a few spots and still take a top 10 graded player in Gonzalez and stick him in the secondary while sticking it to the Jets to let the Steelers jump the line for the lineman that the Jets wanted. And, this is just part and parcel, okay, of the Rodgers trade when it all comes down to it. One of the last things that people will be talking about, understand, if Rodgers does not perform as well as people expect, that trading for Rodgers, part of the drawback is that they didn't get the lineman that they wanted. Now, they did get a very talented player out of Iowa State who was not as highly rated on draft boards at the edge rusher as maybe the Jets rated him. But this is just something to put in the back of your mind that the Jets wanted this tackle. The Steelers jumped the line, and the person who allowed them to chat and cut was Bill Belichick. And it's just something to just keep in mind. That was the that was the third dimension of the chess game being played last night.
Bill has heard me holding his feet to the fire, so I'm glad that he answered the call.
I agree. And that's part of the rumors that I heard here is that Belichick is definitely tiptoeing around the office because of what Chris Brockman said on the Rich Eisen Show.
Fair. We're a factor, Rich.
Hey,
that's fun to chatter.
That's fun. Rich Eisen joining the Rich Eisen Show. And look, Rich, I know you have a rundown in front of you in terms of how you think the night's going to go. So you've been preparing all this time and you're getting ready to announce the picks and talk about, hey, how we're going to, cover this and cover that. And then all of a sudden, a couple of hours before the draft starts, Lamar Jackson signs the richest contract in NFL history. Like, how did that change some of the plans, or what was the buzz with Lamar signing that deal right before the draft kicked off?
Well, I mean, it was exciting, that the Ravens did get this deal done. It also took them out of the mix for a quarterback if they were really even thinking about it. I mean, they did have Anthony Richardson for a top 30, but I don't know how aggressive they might have been if Lamar had turned down whatever offer that they had on the table for him. But as I suspected when Jalen Hurts signed, to me, that's a template. Like, there it is, right there. We even had, like, the pointing Rick Dalton GIF from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We popped it up on our screen. That was Eric DeCosta. Once the Eagles made their deal with Jalen Hurts, that's it right there. That's the deal that we can offer Lamar. Just make it a little bit better, and he should take it. And I was wondering how that landed in Camp Lamar, and it sure landed appropriately. And it landed the plane for the Ravens, and then for them to clearly double down on getting Odell by drafting Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
That was a nice, move in my mind. Rashad Bateman comes back healthy, and Mark Andrews is a top tight end in the league in the running attack with Lamar, with the new offensive coordinator from Georgia and Todd Monken. I'm excited to see how the Ravens go, and that's why you need a seat at this table, this AFC table that has been set by the host city here with the quarterbacks that are working in the AFC. You got to have yours. And so I'm excited about seeing Lamar. But in terms of just the draft and how it was going to play, the only thing I was truly thinking of was, is DeAndre Hopkins going to be on the move tonight or not?
Yes.
And he didn't move, and Derrick Henry didn't move, and Will Levis didn't move from the draft green room. And I'm wondering how that all plays in tonight. If we're going to hear any of those names tonight, obviously we'll definitely hear Will Levis tonight. But the other veterans who potentially could have been on the move, I'm wondering if they'll go tonight too.
Yeah, Rich, a couple more for you. Just how shocked were you that Will Levis spent this evening in the green room?
Quite. I as you know, I had him dropping out of my mock top 10. But the fact that nobody came back up to go grab him for a fifth year of contractual control, it kind of surprised me. I saw Tom Pelissero this morning when I appeared on Good Morning Football. I saw his tweets as well. He told me what he was tweeting out, that a lot of teams are calling the Steelers at 32 to see if Levis can be snagged there. And, there are obviously a lot of stories that have blossomed into amazing NFL stories, from second-round picks at the quarterback position, Drew Brees being one.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts had the richest contract in the NFL for about 10 days. So there's a lot of reasons why, he's still okay, but that had to be a long night for him last night. I am surprised that nobody drafted him. And the same thing for Hendon Hooker. But that just might also be a byproduct of so many playoff teams that don't need quarterbacks at the bottom of the draft. However, instead of trading out to get more draft capital, allow somebody to come back in to get Levis or Hendon Hooker, they made some picks with some really talented players that they didn't want to pass up on, because they're all trying to chase down Mahomes either with a pass rusher or stay in, distance with Mahomes by choosing somebody on the offensive side of the ball to put points on the board. Dalton Kincaid, perfect example for the Bills. Instead of trading out, they traded up. They beat, TJ's Cowboys to the punch on him.
Yep.
They jumped up to go get him instead of trading out. The Eagles, why would they trade out when Nolan Smith is dropping to them? I mean, that's the most Eagles pick they could make there too. So you put it all together, and I don't, him dropping out of the first round might have to also do with circumstance as much as people, not being sold on him as well.
Rich, rounds 2 and 3 tonight, 4 through 7 on Saturday. But the tradition, unlike any other, the Run Rich Run 2023. Rich Eisen's 40-yard dash will air during the NFL Network's coverage rounds 4 through 7 of the 2023 NFL Draft, starting on Saturday, April 29th at noon Eastern Time. The 2023 Run Rich Run. What should we expect when we view on Saturday?
I saw just moments ago the feature piece, if you will, rough cut. It's not so damn rough of the feature that's being aired tomorrow, and you should have tissues ready. It's really moving. It's really moving, and hopefully we'll raise a ton of money for St. Jude once that airs with the QR code that NFL Network puts on the screen. But for anybody out there, runrichrun.pledgeit.org. The Chiefs donated very generously this week. The Ravens have already generously donated with Steve and Renee Bisciotti, proving that Lamar doesn't have all of Steve Bisciotti's money. And so, St. Jude got a nice piece of it. And I do like, as I've mentioned on the air before, and I'll say it again, I do like, revisiting every now and then the total at runrichrun.pledgeit.org, and you could see it go up. And when it goes up by like $5 or $1 or $10, it really warms my heart, because this means we're talking grassroots. We're talking about somebody who sees it and says, this is what I can give, but, I'm connected through this venture, through this charity. And just whatever they give, it's awesome, because truly every dollar counts. And the 5 kids that are going to run in that feature tomorrow all have varying stages of recovery from the cancer that sent them to St. Jude, and all of them are running. Young man Emmanuel, he's not so, he's a grown man. He's 20 now, 16 years or 15 years cancer-free, but 16 years from losing his eye due to the cancer that he had. The run that he had at the Rose Bowl, you'll see it in the feature tomorrow, and I think people will be talking about it. He plays linebacker in South Dakota. Mm-hmm. He plays college football, and hopefully some people will take notice of him when he runs his 40 on the air tomorrow. It's pretty cool, and I appreciate you bringing it up.
Yeah, $557,000 donated. And fans, you are encouraged to submit your 40-yard dash videos or unique variation on social media using the hashtag RunRichRun. Again, visit runrichrun.pledgeit.org to make a gift. Rich, I know you have a busy day upcoming. I'll let you go ahead, sneak in a nap. And I look forward to seeing you tonight. Basically let everybody know what the house band is playing, because trust me, I can't. Rich, I need your knowledge of music, because I'm like, Rich, appreciate it, Rich.
All you could do, you could just stick your phone out the window in Los Angeles and hit Shazam, and you'll be able to have it the title named, because you'll be able to hear it. That's how loud the music is. I swear to God. I know I sound like the get off my lawn type guy, but ESPN was complaining about it too, so it's not just me. Long story short, though, busy day, yes, but it kind of opened up a little bit my afternoon. So I texted friend of the program and Kansas City's finest, Eric Stonestreet, to say, give me the name of a barbecue spot.
Yes.
For lunch, and he wrote back, what time? I'll pick you up.
Oh, wow.
And he said, and he goes, I got room for 3 more. Will the other guys come? And sure enough, in about 20 minutes, Eric Stonestreet's taking the entire NFL Network desk from last night, DJ, Daniel, and Charles Davis and Joel Klatt. We're going out for some barbecue, gents, and we're going, and that's the most Kansas City thing I think could possibly happen. The great Eric Stonestreet just rolling, like not only do I got a place, I'll pick you up, I'll be by, I'll take you.
Squad goals.
Squad goals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
I'll Instagram a photo. And TJ, how many more Michigan men do you think your Cowboys are going to go get to try and get better? What do you think?
Well, I didn't know if I was going to get a chance to talk to you before we had to go to break, but tell me a little bit about Mazzy, man. Tell me why I should be excited about him.
Well, Mozzie,
I'm sorry.
Mozzie Smith. I believe the nickname they'd already talked about is the Maserati.
Okay.
Although
awesome.
he is going to help you with the 26th worst rush defense.
Wow.
Damn.
That was fielded last year.
Shots fired.
That was an area in need, man.
He's a guy that's going to stand there right in the middle, and you need one of them, certainly if, Jalen Hurts is coming downhill or
Facts.
Saquon's coming downhill, right? So
Antonio Gibson's
Brian
coming at you,
Jr. with his big hat is coming downhill. He's a really good player, and you got a good one. Again, there's more Michigan men for you. It'll be great.
Well, I
if you had any more.
almost had PTSD from the last time we took a Michigan defender that early. But
you want to bring up
I'm not going to say names. I'm saying I ain't naming names. I don't name names. You know?
Don't look back. Look forward.
I'm looking forward. I'm excited. I'm excited about it.
Okay.
Oh, man. Hey, Rich, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. On behalf of the Michigan Wolverine football family, you're welcome.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All
right,
hey, Rich, yes.
send us a picture.
We'll be following at Rich Eisen Show on Twitter and Instagram. See the picture, man. Enjoy lunch, and we look forward to seeing you tonight, Rich. Appreciate the time, my man.
Maserati.
Thanks again.
Let's go.
Yeah, Maserati.
That was Rich Eisen, the host of the Rich Eisen Show. That's a nice little pool right there for lunch. Stone Street.
Stone Street hooking the guys up.
Yeah.
Man, oh, man.
Yeah, that's a nice little esteemed table. Like you said, squad goals for sure.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.